I want us to look at this brand new indicator by Lux Algo called the order blocks and breaker blocks. Okay, it is an indicator that shows you an order block and as well a breaker block. I know you have questions like what is breaker block in order blocks, so this video is going to really help us to understand the order blocks and the breaker blocks. So guys, I welcome you to Money Close FX Allocation YouTube channel. Maybe it's the first time you came across my channel. I really welcome you. Kindly join us by subscribing to this channel, clicking on that red button, rate and subscribe, and definitely you'll be part of this amazing family, because I believe and honestly know this is where you belong. If you're already part of this family, I really salute you. So guys, this is a brand new indicator by Lux Algo, and definitely we are just going to add it right on our charts. Once we add it on our charts, I will explain to you more about this indicator, okay? And what's remaining on my side is testing this on live market so that we can see how it is really plotting out. So if you need accurate results on what is happening on live market, definitely you have to subscribe, you have to turn on your notification bell, because I'll be dropping that video right on my channel. Okay, so guys, our beginner right there is wondering how to add the indicator. You're just going to click on indicator star. Once you click on indicator star, you're just going to type order block and breaker blocks by Lux Algo. So you're just going to click on this one, order blocks and breaker blocks by Lux Algo. Once you click on it, definitely this is how it's going to appear right on your chart. Okay, so guys, you can see the indicator has different colors. You can see there is areas highlighted in red and there is areas highlighted in blue. So those areas shows as order block zones. The red one shows as a bearish order block zone, and the green one as white shows us a bullish order block zone. Another thing you're supposed to understand about this indicator, this order block and breaker blocks detect order blocks that can be turned into breaker blocks on the chart automatically once mitigated. And when price mitigates an order block, a breaker block is really confirmed. So we can eventually expect price to trade back to this breaker block, offering a new trade opportunity. We can see that this is similar to change in polarity, where a support becomes a resistance after a breakout and vice versa. And finally, it highlights regular order blocks as solid extended areas on the chart, and the breaker blocks as dashed lines with dual colored areas. The color change and dashed lines start at the location where the order blocks was mitigated. You must know that when price mitigates an order block, a breaker block is confirmed. We can eventually expect price to really come back to the level, and that's offering us a new trading opportunity. Okay, so guys, what you can really see here, a dashed line, is what we call the breaker blocks. Most traders lose their money on these levels over here because they don't really understand, or rather they don't understand something like breaker block can really happen on that zone. So that's why maybe Lux Algo came up with an order blocks and breaker block indicator showing us how we can actually solve the problem of losing money on those key levels called the order blocks. Okay, so guys, what do you really need to know when you are executing trades, when you have your bearish order block zone and you have your bullish order block zone? So what most of us really do, they execute trades and they will definitely exit on bullish order block zone because they'll believe the market will have to push to the upside, price will be rejected, but they don't understand there is something that can happen called a breaker block. And you can see once it was mitigated, a dashed line was drawn showing you a breaker block, then the market shown you a bearish order block zone. It is signified a really push to the downside, and you can really see how the market was really able to push to the downside. So what are you supposed to do as a trader? As a trader on bearish order block zone, you cannot just execute your sell order, you really need confirmation. You're supposed to know on your bearish order block zone, you can look either buying opportunity or selling opportunity. All you really need is confirmation. And as well, when you are on your blue zone over here showing you a bullish order block zone, you must know, number one, you can look for your buying order, and number two, you can look for your selling order. So whenever you are on these zones over here, just pay attention, or rather have probabilities like buyers can take control or sellers can take control. So as you can see right here, this is a bullish order block zone, and I'm assuming a beginner was told on bullish order block zone you can look for your buying order, and when they try executing trades on these zones over here, the market boom goes against them. So all you really need is looking for either buy or sell order, and once it was mitigated the order block zones, the market really pushed to the downside. Another thing Lux Algo is trying to explain using these order blocks and breaker block indicator, it is said that when price mitigates an order block as well, a breaker block is confirmed, and we can eventually expect price to trade back to this breaker block, offering a new trading opportunity. So he's saying that price has the probability of really coming back to the mitigated order block zone and proceed to the downside. This may happen sometimes, and sometimes it can really fail. Okay, so what you really need to pay attention to is confirmation. Okay, so for instance, the order block was mitigated and we had a break block. So Lux Algo is trying to explain that we should wait for price around this break block over here and look for a selling opportunity on this break block. But when you look at it closely, this price over here did not go close to our break block at this point over here. So what are you supposed to do? When price fails to do all this, you need confirmation like break of structure, you need confirmation like momentum, you need confirmation like chart patterns using the price action, you need change of character, such kind of confirmation to confirm trades. So if price really failed to go back to our break block over there, remember we got another bearish order block zone over here. So you can wait for price to really break this structure over here, and you can see this big candlestick pattern shows you that sellers are in control of the market. Again, we had this structure over here, the market tends to respect, and it proceeded to the downside. Okay, so you can really pay attention to the strategy that Lux Algo is trying to explain, that we wait for price to come back to the breaker block. You're supposed to know sometimes it can work, but sometimes it cannot really work. So pay attention on any structure you see around there and see who are in control of the market, because I do say when you want to see who are in control of the market, like for instance over here, you will see very huge red candlestick patterns and very small bullish candlestick pattern like you can see over here. Okay, you can look the sizes of candlestick pattern to show you who are in control of the market. That's what you're really supposed to know. And as well, you can use this indicator when it comes to a trending market, and as well when it comes to a ranging market. So easy. But remember, when you're trading a ranging market, it's not the same way you trade a trending market. So you better pay attention on that. That is what I really wanted you to really understand about these order blocks and breaker blocks by Lux Algo, explaining it in a manner that it is so understandable, because it's a very great indicator so far. Okay, you're just going to test it on live market and see how it is really going to play out on live market, because we need an indicator that is working on real time, number two, that is not repenting, and number three, an indicator that can be reliable. You can see this is happening so perfectly when looking at past events, but when it comes to live market, you see a whole different thing. So these are things you're supposed to pay attention to so that you can be profitable in forex trading. But what you're supposed to really know, these zones are very sensitive zone, the zones you can see in blue and the zones you can see in red, because even in the future, when this price really proceeds to the downside, you will see it reacting to this bullish order block zone, and as well, if it happens to break below, it will also react to these bullish order block zones over here. And for example, this price rises up to this point over here, you will see it reacting to these zones. So these zones tends to be very sensitive. They can be your point of interest where you can be watching the market from. Okay, so guys, let me hope you've learned something from this video regarding the order blocks and the breaker block by Lux Algo. I wish you nothing but the best. Subscribe if you haven't liked this video as well. So guys, what do I say? Bye bye. See you in my next video.